Go ahead and push the button, folks. Subscribe to Keep It Hot if you want to see the new stuff we got coming up, all the things we got going on, whatever information we're putting out there. It's all good and it's all for you. Keeping it hot. It's what we do. It's how we live. It's how we take care of ourselves. Cooking, coping, and conquering for the beloved male.
That's right, folks. Once again, we're back here with you. This is Keep It Hot. I'm Gilgamesh. Today we have a special treat for you. We're up in Healdsburg in Sonoma County. Came up here to visit Papapietro Winery.
This is basically what we did in our basement in San Francisco when we first started making wine. My husband started in 1980 in our basement, and now it's grown to the basement here, basically. But very humble, very, very much fun though. We make about 10,000 cases of wine back here. But this is a sorting table. So what happens is the grapes come in, they're thrown into this bin, and then this actual sorting table moves. And as the people are on both sides sorting through the grapes, they fall into the hopper and then they come through here. So this destems. This is for sorting, and then it goes into a big 1-ton bin where the grapes will actually ferment for about 10 to 14 days until all the sugar turns to alcohol. You still, even though the fermentation process is done, you still want to treat the Pinot gently. So this is kind of if you can see, it's like a material that pushes against the grapes, and then the juice comes down, goes into a tank for about 2 to 3 days to settle, and then right into the barrels. Papapietro Perry has actually become a name that people recognize. Right. And to us, we kind of still pinch ourselves.
Yeah, well, you guys are real famous for your Pinots.
That's right.
So what made you guys really start to be like a place that really want to focus and really make good Pinots?
Well, my husband Ben actually started with loving Burgundies, French Burgundies, back in the late 70s, early 80s.
Yes.
And we couldn't find too much in the way of Pinot as far as growing in the Russian River Valley, so we couldn't purchase that much. But eventually, after Ben started working with friends who actually became well known, Bert Williams and William Selliam, which is a very well known winery, and Bert Williams was really a pioneer of wine up in this area, especially Pinot. He was able to help us get sources, and eventually, as more Pinot was planted in the Russian River, Ben got his own sources. And he and Bruce would go up there every year and pick and bring it home and then start making their Pinot. And it was a love of Ben's, a passion for that French style wines, although his are totally different, American style. Right. This is California. We can't make French wine in California, but we can surely make a lovely, elegant Pinot.
Yeah, well, just a little bit about your different wines. I know you have the different vineyards and your sources. So tell us a little bit about the sources. I know you have Laris Vineyard and you have Peters.
Well, we purchase from family-owned vineyards. So this to us is meaningful because we're family-owned. We want to work with other people like us. They're very careful. They don't over-chemicalize their vineyards. We're really aware of the fact that they're going to keep that vineyard for them and for their family in the future. So they're very conscious of how much, what goes into the vineyard.
And just for general wine lovers and people who are curious about wine, why is Northern California such a great place, and particularly Dry Creek Valley, such a great place to grow wine?
Well, first of all, we concentrate on both Dry Creek and Russian River Valley. That's our biggest concentration. But I think the answer is in the weather. The weather here is very, very warm in the day, but we have the fog in the evening, and that cools the Pinot grape down. Right. In the Dry Creek Valley, it's pretty steady temperature-wise. It does drop a bit, but I think, again, the key here is the fog belt and being close to the ocean and getting that cool, cool evening in the warm, warm